there's one. Hey, welcome back to this week's report. Finally, the rain has quit this week. Happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. You know, one thing about Mille Lake, when you get into springtime, the fishing is fantastic. Once again this week, despite the cold front, we're still getting a lot of walleyes, pitching plastics. If you're chasing bass, we're throwing jerk baits. We're throwing a lot of different things in the shallow waters, whether you like fishing fast with crankbaits or jerk baits or fishing plastics. This is a great bite for everybody. Nice looking fish, man. Just inhaled that bait. There we go. You know, right now I'm pitching impulse plastics. Used a wide variety of plastics this week for walleyes like this. You know, like I said, whether you like fishing plastics, crankbaits, casting, trolling, there just seems to be no wrong way to fish right now. And especially as surface temperatures start to rise towards this weekend and into next week, we're going to be more like summer patterns. You know, surface temps really dropped this week. Let me get this fish back in the water. You know, surface temperatures really took a downturn this week. We dropped 6-7 degrees just in a matter of a few days. But as these waters starts to warm up towards the weekend, we get some high sun. Those fish are quickly moving back into the shallows and getting a lot more aggressive. There we go. Another one. Ooh, this feels decent too. You know, a lot of times you can run your trolling motor right on the edge of the break and just kind of pitch it up and work it down the break, or just kind of slip drift like I'm doing right now. That one smoked it. Man, that's a nice one too. We've been getting a lot of nice fish this year. All size ranges, but this is a nice walleye. There we go. All right, another nice fish. It just never gets old. I love pitching jigs and plastics for walleyes, pitching crankbaits, jerk baits for bass. I mean, this time of year is just electric, you know, from opener until, let's say, late June, early July. It's just, you can't beat it. There's just not enough time in the day to fish all these spots. And it seems like everywhere you go, you're catching fish. Like I said, rocks, weeds, sand. It's just, they're on the chew. There we go. Not a bad looking fish. All right, let me get this one back in the water. There he is. Man, just smoked that bait. Saw that fish on the graph. We spun around. There's a couple big rocks right there, and lo and behold, fish sitting right next to him. Man, I love that when a plan comes together. Mark a fish, catch a fish. Love it. Oh, I gotta get this bait out and get back in the water again, and just inhaled it. Not a bad fish. They're just all kind of all mixed in here, kind of a bunch of fish in the mid-20s. I like that when they're bunched up. I love that when you mark them, you can see them on the graph plain as day, and then you just spin around and start fishing those fish. And I do that quite often where, you know, before I start fishing, I'll just graph that area. I'll put icons down where I'm seeing the fish and just going back and pitch on them. Hey, if you're coming up to the lake this weekend, make sure you're bringing plenty of swim baits, plenty of jig heads. It's just the ultimate time of year to fish these plastics and pitch jigs, and it's been a lot of fun. This year has been dynamite fishing on Mille Lake, so you got to get up to the lake. Until next time, I'm Tony Roach, and we'll see you on the water.